Well, it's coming up on winter time. These birds right here are fairly old, a little over a year old, maybe a year and a half, almost, I don't know, maybe going on 2 years old. They're a little older anyway, so it's time to go ahead and replace these guys with my new breeders. I'm going to pare down my numbers. I've got a lot of birds right now. So what I'm going to be doing is processing this entire hutch. These are my current breeders. I've got another set over here which are grow outs that are just starting to lay. So those are going to become my new breeders. I'm going to select 12 hens, 3 males, 3 roosters, and throw them in this hutch right here, and the rest of them are all getting processed. Now the majority of these are going to be for dog food because we've been raw feeding our dog. We need to supplement our other food that we've been feeding him with some of the stuff that we've home grown. So the majority of these are going to be for the dog. We're going to be grinding them whole, and you know, quail ground whole. It's a whole prey item. It's pretty much a complete diet, so you don't really need to supplement that at all. You don't want to feed nothing but quail to your dog. You want to rotate out and get some different things in there, but these will be a good supplement for what we've already got in the freezer. So if you guys want to see a video on how I grind these whole, let me know and I'll post a video on that. It'll probably be a week or 2 down the road before I get to doing that. I'm going to be basically just cervical dislocation, you know, a bloodless cull basically on them, and then throwing them in some Ziploc bags, freezing them for now, and then I'll pull them out and grind them up later for the dog food. If you want to see that video, you let me know. It'll be a week or 2 down the road. But anyway, so what I've got to do is I've got to go ahead and get this whole hutch taken care of, and then I'll be picking out some new birds. So, you know, this is pretty simple. Let me grab one here. I'll show you kind of how I'm going to go about this. I can't really show it on camera because YouTube's a little bit iffy about that. But let me grab a bird and I'll show you how I'm going to do that. It's a little windy out here, so hopefully the wind noise isn't bothering you too much. So basically, I'm just going to grab the head, if this makes sense, grab the head between my fingers, pull, and dislocate the neck. You got to be careful, you'll pop the head off if you're not careful, but that's pretty much the gist of it. So let me get that done because I can't show that on film. YouTube doesn't like those things. I'll get that done, this whole hutch taken care of real quick, and then we'll move on to selecting some birds for future breeders. All right, that was fairly quick. Still got some nerves kicking around over there, but they are dispatched. So now I got to pick out 12 hens out of here that are decent sized, and 3 roosters. So let's get on with it. I'm just going to go for what I think are probably the biggest ones. These look like all roosters. That's a pretty good rooster though. There's one rooster. There's another rooster. We'll get my 3 roosters out of here real quick. I'm gonna have to go to the other side. What's that? Oh, that's a rooster. Got my 3 roosters. Now working on the 12 hens. This may take me a second here. Let's see, are you a hen? You're a hen. There's 1 hen. That's a good size hen right there. 2. And my dog is very excited about this. You don't need to watch me do this whole thing. Let me just go ahead and get them off camera. We'll get back on camera and show you them here. All right, got that done. Got a little bit of blood on me, even though it's a bloodless call. You know, every once in a while you pop one of their heads off, and that's a little bit of a mess. But I got it for the most part done. I got a whole 5-gallon bucket full of quail here. Just this is it, whole 5-gallon bucket full. I won't show you all that. And those will get, like I said, bagged up, frozen, and then we'll grind them up later. Hush, the dog's crying. He wants them now. Anyway, I got my breeders selected. I got 12 hens, 3 roosters in here. I'll open this up, give you a shot of what they look like. Those are going to be my future breeders. I probably won't do any more hatches throughout the winter time. I'll just let them just kind of hang out. They'll produce eggs still because I got lights on them. And that'll be plenty of eggs for me, and I can kick back up in the spring. I don't really do a lot of hatching in the winter because I live in southwest Missouri. It gets pretty cold here. Usually it's pretty cold by this time of year. Right now it's not. But it gets pretty cold, and trying to brood quail when it's like 0 degrees outside is just a pain in the butt to me. I just don't like to do it. I don't like to have them in the house. I like to do it out in the shed, and it's just too much work to try to brood them and keep them alive for those first couple of weeks. So I don't typically do any hatching throughout the wintertime. So this works out well for me to pare down to, 15 total birds and then kick back off in the spring and get the numbers back up where I need them to be if I need to. Anyway, we'll take a shot here of the 15 birds that I selected as my future breeders, and you'll get to see them. At least some of them. Some of them are out here. Some of them are in the inside sandbox, but that's it. Those are pretty much my future breeders. Got some pretty decent sized birds in there, a couple on a little bit of the smaller side, but it's what I could select from the birds I had. So for the most part they look pretty good. Pretty happy with that selection. So these guys will, they just started to lay, so they probably won't get any. I might get an egg or two for the next day, but then they'll probably shut down for another week or two because I just stressed them out, moving them all around, paring them down to a smaller number, all that kind of stuff. So give them a week or two, let them calm down. They'll start laying again. I do have the solar lights on them, so they're getting a good 14 hours a day. And like I said, just started, so it's not really a big loss for me to take a week or two off of eggs and then get some egg production again. Anyway, that's about it for this video. I do have some in the brooder inside that they're going on 5 weeks old, almost 6 weeks old now, and they've been in the brooder the entire time because I just don't have the extra cage space out here to throw them in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and process those as well. And that'll give us probably, we're looking at, I don't know, that may be 10 pounds. That's probably about, by the time I get those done, probably about 20 days worth of food for the dog. And it'll stretch out further than that with the other stuff that we've got for him. So again, if you want to see that video on me grinding them, let me know in the comments below and I'll film that for you. Otherwise, I want to thank you guys for watching, and as always, God bless.